Hey, hello everyone. Welcome. This is Lisa Espinosa. Welcome to this week's Priestess Transmission. I'm so delighted to be here with you. And if you're new to my work, the focus of everything I do is to help you connect with your soul's guidance and share your unique medicine with the world. And these weekly transmissions are connected to the book that I've been working on for a few years, Priestess Rise Up, when I'll be sharing teachings and meditations and activations from that creative project that I'm working on. So last time we talked about the word priestess, right? And if, really, first of all, clarifying that if you're drawn to this work, it doesn't mean you have to call yourself a priestess. However, last time we really unpacked the word and cleared any negative connotations, any trauma you might even have from this or other lifetimes connected to that word, so that you can step onto this path in a way that feels right and good for you. So if you are here, I would love to see who it is. So if you want to share your name or share where you're joining us from, that would be great. And if you're watching the replay, welcome. I'm so glad you are here. I'm so glad we're here together. So today, as I was preparing, what was really coming forward was this kind of pause, this pausing to go within, this pausing to connect with your heart, to connect with this moment, to connect with the now. So there's so much unfolding in the world. Hello. There's so much unfolding in your life. There's so much movement. There's so much healing. There's so much transformation happening. You might not even realize it. It might seem very quiet within you, or like there's not a lot of things changing around you, but there is actually a lot of transformation. Or you, hello, Destiny, or you might be really aware that there's a lot of movement. And so today, as I was preparing, I pulled this card from the, what is it called? The Starseed Oracle. And I don't know if you can see this beautiful image. There we go. Which looks so much like a portal, right? It's the Hathors. It's this portal. And if you were with me yesterday in the Mother Mary Masterclass, we did this whole process of walking ahead of time. Saturday is a eclipse, walking through a portal, through this portal of transformation. So I want to kind of, in this shorter transmission today, I was really guided to offer that, a version of that again, like crossing through this stargate, this threshold into the womb of the Sacred Mother, right? Into that place of that has infinite potential, right? That place almost that is before the thought of what you're here to create. It's the dark womb. And that place is very healing. That space, that sacred void is very healing, is very transformative. And it's very activating, even though it's very soothing and calming. So it might feel like there's not a lot going on. It actually is just like the soil in a garden that is ready to be, for the seeds to drop, to plant, to flourish. And so that was really what was coming through today, is to do a meditation together, to connect to that cosmic womb together, and for you to receive the nurturing and the soothing energy and the recalibration. Almost like I get this image like our energy body can become overstimulated. Even from meditating, right? From meditation, from inner work, from transformation. It's almost like we're on this like marathon of healing the trauma, clearing the old beliefs, healing the relationships, or getting, releasing the relationships that don't serve you anymore. It's a lot of work in a lot of ways. And so in this moment, there's an invitation for us to pause, almost as if we were in a priestess temple, because that really is my prayer, that these transmissions are an etheric priestess temple, right? And it's this temple where, yes, we learn, we expand, we activate, and it's also a temple to pause and to receive from the Sacred Mother, so that you can then continue on with your leadership and your service. So today's temple is this temple of soothing and pausing and receiving nurturing, preparing for the next upgrade, which is really, in truth, it all happens at the same time. But when we're looking at it through the linear time lens, crossing this threshold on Saturday, after that, there is going to be a continued activation. And so whenever you're watching this, I'm aware that some of you might be watching this, years later, and there might not be an eclipse coming. That's okay. Trust that whenever you're watching this, whatever I'm sharing relates to your life at the time. So if you want to share who's here, I would love to see who's here. And so let me just tune in and see if there's anything else to say before we step in to this cosmic womb. What I'm seeing as well is, as we do this together in this temple of healing, there continues to be a healing of this fear of stepping into the spotlight. That's so interesting, right? Here we are going into the dark womb, into that place of nurturing. And what it's saying is that it's preparing you to step into the spotlight, to step into your radiance, to step into this place where you are fully seen and heard. And so when we go into this womb space, there is going to be a healing of the fear of being seen, and a healing of co-creating your leadership with others, right? Of any sort of fear of co-creating, of networking, of connecting with other women and other men who are here to support your leadership. So if you've have had any sort of feelings of betrayal in relationships, or have had partnerships that were not fulfilling, that perhaps were even hurtful, if you've been involved in codependent interactions with others, this is very much in a professional setting. It might be something else for you, but what's really coming through is healing this feeling that you have to lead on your own, that you're the lone wolf, that you have to do this all by yourself, that it's all up to you, that it's all on your shoulders. And although, of course, there's things that only you can do, for sure, there's things that I have to go through that nobody else can do for me. However, part of healing the priestess medicine is healing that trauma that we have to do it alone. There were many lifetimes where we had to do it alone. It wasn't safe to come in community. We had to kind of have our own little temples at home, or had to do it secretly. In this lifetime, you might be experiencing some version of that, or you might have experienced some version of that where you felt like you had to hide your gifts, or hide your spiritual journey, or tone it down, or whatever it is. So in order to really birth this new earth, right, in order to really help humanity up level as a collective to the next consciousness of unity and compassion and love, this isn't the lifetime of like the Messiah, right, the chosen one, the lone savior. We can't do it that way. This is a co-creative journey. And so that's part of what's being healed as well, so that you can open to receive the support that is here for you. Destiny's writing that I'm wrong or did something wrong. Yes, so that, that's such a common wound that we carry. That, yes, that we're wrong, that we did something wrong, that something's wrong with us, that we're broken. And so, thank you, Destiny, for sharing that deep heart pain that requires healing. Yes. And so, let's step into this beautiful womb, this beautiful void, this sacred womb of the Divine Mother, so that you each can receive what you need. So please trust that if you are here, whether you're here live or watching the replay, that whatever you need, the Divine Mother, the Sacred Mother knows. She knows. She has been with you throughout the beginning of time. She has been with you through all of the growth, the challenging experiences, the wonderful experiences, and everything in between. So I invite you to just enter a place of surrender, knowing that surrender doesn't mean giving up. Surrender means releasing control. It means that you are going to trust that your soul and the Divine Mother, they have such a wider perspective than our ego intellectual mind can have. And that if you later on today think of something that you're like, oh, I wish I would have prayed for that, or I would have thought of that when I was doing that meditation, that we're entering that place of no time. So we can let go of perfectionism. Whatever you need, whether it's heart healing as Destiny is bringing, or whatever it is for you, relationship healing, or perhaps just integration, just a pause, like you've been climbing the mountain, climbing the mountain, climbing the mountain, climbing the mountain. And the Divine Mother's like, it's okay to rest. Stop, pause, rest. Let yourself receive and integrate. Do not be afraid of the pause. I'm hearing that right now very strongly. Do not be afraid of stopping, of pausing, of receiving. Sometimes the most momentum, the most growth will be created from the pause. In fact, majority of time, really. And so let's go ahead and step into this meditative space. So I invite you to take some nice, deep cleansing breaths. And just let yourself settle into your beautiful heart, your soul's heart. And start to call on the inner peace that is always within you. So this is really important. So even if you're like, well, I don't feel peace, I feel all these other things, start to call upon the peace that is always within you. Even if it's covered up in all this other stuff, it is your divine birthright to call upon it. Like I call upon the peace that is always within me. I call upon the peace that is always within me. I call upon the peace that is always within me. And together, all of us here live, everyone watching the replay, we are holding trust for each other. So depending on where you are in your path, you might say that prayer and you might feel it. You might feel like, yes, I feel the peace. But at other times, you might be in part of your journey where you're like, I don't feel that. I feel fear. I feel pain. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It doesn't mean that you're broken. It doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean that the peace isn't there. It's part of the journey and part of the process. And so together we just invoke that peace that is within us, that peace, as many of the masters have said, that passes understanding, the peace that passeth understanding. What does that mean? It means that our logical mind doesn't get it. It's like, how could you be at peace when this and this and this and this is going on? But your soul is like, this peace is actually your natural state. So we're calling on that peace. And as you call on that peace, I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, or you can just visualize something, focus on something in front of you. And as you keep praying and invoking that peace that is always within you, start to visualize a beautiful star nursery. So it's like this dark night sky and all of these twinkling little stars. As you keep affirming, I invoke the peace that is always within me. And just keep noticing that beautiful night sky with the beautiful little stars. Perhaps it looks somewhat like the Milky Way with this dark sky. And as we keep affirming in the background, I call upon that peace that is always within me. Start to just notice your surroundings. It's like there's this night sky that surrounds you with these beautiful stars. It feels very peaceful and soothing, very calming to your nervous system as you keep affirming that peace that is always within you. And in this space with this night sky and the stars, you're aware that the Divine Mother is here present. That this night sky with the stars is representing in this moment her beautiful womb. And in this night sky that is very calming and soothing to your nervous system, the Divine Mother is tending to you. She is helping to restructure, helping to detach you from any drama or trauma or drama and trauma, both, that might be plaguing you. Whether it's something that feels very big and insurmountable, or whether it's something that feels small but tedious. It's like your soul is saying it is time to let it go. And so there's no effort. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to fix it. You certainly are not being called to analyze it. You're just letting yourself receive in this beautiful night sky, in this beautiful star nursery. Just let yourself be tended to. Let the Divine Mother tend to your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body. I'm feeling a lot of throat clearing. So if there are any words that are stuck in your throat, if there's anyone in your life or anything in your life that feels like it's stifling you, clearing that, taking your power back. If there's anyone you've given your power away to, there's no shame. It's part of the human journey. In this moment, you're taking it back. You are not a victim. In this moment, you're taking it back. And continuing in the background, I call on the peace that is always within me. I call on the peace that is always within me. And so in this place, you're going to ask the Divine Mother or your soul, they're both on the same side. So whatever feels more aligned with you in this moment, you're asking, beautiful soul, beautiful Divine Mother, what do you want me to know right now? What is your message to me about my priestess path? What is your message to me? What is your message to me? And just let yourself receive it. It's okay if you don't know it consciously yet. Trust it's being infused into your body, into your mind, into your nervous system, into your cells. Divine Mother, beautiful soul, what is your message to me about my priestess path? And so take some deep cleansing breaths. Start to feel the night sky and the stars, they start to dissolve. Connect with your body, your heart, your legs, your feet. Start to gently open your eyes if your eyes were closed. If you have some water, you might want to drink some water or stretch. Let's spray some. And if there's anything you want to share in the chat about any of that experience, feel free to do that. And if you're watching the replay, I always forget to say this, please feel free to share in the comment feed as well. It helps other people, when they come see the videos, to read your lovely comments. And so I want to remind everyone of that beautiful prayer, right? That came forward today. It's like, I call upon the peace that is always within me. Practice that. There's been certainly many times in my life where I did not feel that. But as I kept praying it and kept asking for it and kept calling for it, as you do that, you're reclaiming, this is my divine inheritance. It is there. And so that's a beautiful practice. And I do a lot of meditations with light and radiance. And that's beautiful. And it's also really important to do this type of inner journey where you're in that beautiful darkness, that beautiful soothing, calming. So thank you for taking that journey with me today. And so I want to just pull a group card before we end. Oh, a couple of things I want to share. Next week, I will not be live. I am going to be traveling to Austin for a week to be part of this amazing leadership. Oh my gosh, amazing leadership event. So I'm so excited to be there. And so I won't have time to be live. But after that, the weekly lives will be on Wednesdays at 2:30. So I'm testing that time out in the month of May. not next week, but after that. So I would love for you to join me. And of course, the replays are available. And so let's see what this is from the Divine Feminine Oracle. Let's see what card shows up. That was like 10 cards. Let's do this again. What's the most important one? Good, Destiny. I'm glad to say yes. I will say hello. Okay. Beautiful. My Bago, the warrior saint. This is the message. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. Let me read that again. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. So how perfect is that? And that devotion, what is that devotion? It's a devotion to your soul, the devotion to the divine. That devotion, it's saying, that's what's going to attract the support and the resources you need. It is. Look at how beautiful. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day. I look forward to connecting with you, all of the things that are coming up. And if I have a feeling from Austin, I'll be posting maybe some pictures or some Instagram live. So follow me on Instagram if you want to just kind of be part of that. All right, bye, everyone. See ya.